Thanks, sweetheart. You're doing such a good job. Good job, Ruthie. Hey, what's up, Bootstrappers? This is Ryan Nickel coming at you with another coaching tip. Coaching tip number 60, man. We are just cruising along here.
Oh, I haven't even doing this 60 years.
No. So I got all my kids with me here. I got all my kids with me. Yeah, so I just every other week, my wife and I, we split up and we take turns, and we have what's called a daddy night and a mommy night. What's up, Russ? Yeah, we'll stop that right now. They're gonna call in. So tonight's my mommy night. It's my wife's mommy night out. So she's out, being mommy's night off. She's get to go do what she wants. Next week it's my time. Daddy night out. So what's up, Eric? So I got all my kids with me. I just dropped off my son at Wing Chun. He's studying little Ip Man martial arts going on here. And then so here's the crazy thing, guys. So this is 90% of the real estate investors that I know fail for this very single fact. And I was struggling myself with this very single fact when I was getting started in this business. Part-time! No, man. What do you mean by that, Eric? Part-time. We'll see if we're on the same page here or not. So I'm just driving back home. I got my littlest one here, Dorothy. She's just kind of crying her eyes. She was crying her eyes out, but my middle girl, she has her little unicorn toy that she's keeping her occupied. So I gotta go home and
Feed her.
let me go ahead and feed her.
Do you have a bottle?
I got a bottle at home. My wife pumped before she left. All right, party. So here's the deal. So I struggled with this for a long time, and I posted a video today in Bootstrap on it, and it's mindset. You can learn all the techniques. You can know all the closing statements. You can know exactly how to work with sellers and buyers and transition all the contracts and everything else. But if you have a poor man's mindset, you will not make money in this business. Not long term, that is.
I give Audi for Wilson.
Yeah, go ahead, sweetheart. And this is just not in real estate investing. This is across the board. This is in life. If you have a poor mindset on where you think that could be possible, you're going to fail. It's guaranteed. Self-fulfilling prophecies. Happens all the time. In fact, I posted last week, I actually went and met with a hypnotherapist. He's a good buddy of mine. He does a lot of stuff with NLP and hypnosis. And I've had this nagging issue for a while. I'm like, hey, bro, called him up. It's like, hey, David, love to spend some time with you and do a few sessions. And man, I feel completely different. But here's the thing. There were parts of me when I was paying bills, like for this is you, for example, this is you. If you're paying the bill, but you're like, oh man, I hate these guys, I hate paying my bills every single month, I hate paying this bill to this company. Guess what you're doing, man? You're blocking yourself. Energetically, you are blocking yourself from receiving any kind of abundance, any kind of money, because you just shut that thing off right then and there. And so I had one particular, what's up, Dominique? I had one particular mortgage company that they ran me through the mill. And they wouldn't work with me and all this stuff. And finally, so every single month, I would be paying these guys. I'm like, these guys are crooks. I can't believe I'm paying this mortgage company. And unconsciously, I'm just setting myself up for failure. Now I'm like, I'm glad. Like, I just paid some taxes. I'm like, I'm glad. I happily press the send button. Submit. Yeah, man, I love it, man. Because money. This is my new philosophy. That when I'm happy about sending money out into the universe, paying the bill, doing things like that, it comes back to me. Money out, money in. It just flows back and forth. It's an ebb and flow. So I gladly give money away. The more you give, the more you're going to get. And that's how I feel about it. And there was one time I remember, hey, what's up?
I just want to be famous.
You are famous because you're my daughter. You're famous by proxy. By proximity. There was this one particular person that was just a thorn in my side. She owed back rent for 2 months, and I didn't have any money. I had paid this mortgage. Paid the mortgage 2 times, and I was broke. And I'm like, oh man, she's gonna pay me again. And it was just this huge old fiasco. It was so difficult me working with her. And I posted the video there, and that video that I posted was about EFT tapping. So I wake up and I do this every day. Every single day I do this. And I've been tapping for well over 2 years now. And like, it's simple. Like I'm driving, I can't do it. So when I'm doing it, I just I tap on the top of my forehead, repeat the phrase right here, the center of my third eye is what it's called, on the side here, and I just repeat the phrase and I just go through it. And now I do it in the morning. So when I'm driving to the gym, I'm driving to the gym, and I have like maybe about 14 or 15 of them, different ones, in about 5 minutes each. And so I just rotate through them every single day. So I'm driving to the gym. And I'm just driving. People are looking at me. You're like, at the stop sign. I'm like, yeah, money comes to me freely and easily. Money comes to me freely. I'm like tapping all over. I'm like, money comes to me freely and easily. And I do this every single day. And I literally felt like the weight released from me, and I completely had a shift, like a mental and emotional shift when it came to finances and money. One day I was walking the levee. I live by a river, and I'm walking on the levee, and I'm just sitting there, just walking, doing my thing, and here's the thing, and this is the key about this. Anyone can just sit in a corner in a room or whatever and just sit there and tap and just repeat the mantras. It doesn't do anything for you. You have to emotionally and mentally be there. And then on top of that, here's the cool thing about it. You have to visualize it in your mind. Whatever it is, you have to visualize that. So when you visualize that, it's like a magnet. It's like sucked to you. Like all of a sudden, this money's like whoosh, it's like come to you. So here's the craziest thing in the world. So I'm walking and I'm repeating this, and I must be like 3 or 4 months into this. And what the mantra was, and it's in the video that I posted there, is that. And I'm going to paraphrase. I don't have it memorized for verbatim as much as I've been doing it. But it's somewhere along the lines of, I forgive all debts that are owed to me so I can focus on money and abundance. I forgive any and all debts that are owed to me so that my focus is now on money and abundance. And I'm doing this as I'm walking, and all of a sudden, this lady pops into my mind who owes me 2 months of back rent, and I'm struggling to get payments from her and all this stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I got to forgive this lady. I got to completely forgive this lady. And because I can't do anything about it. I don't even have money to evict her. And so, I mean, it's a false threat. I mean, that's how this is like my first month on my own. I've left my mentor. I've come across state. I've left Georgia. I'm now in California, and she's not paying. And I'm like, what am I going to do? What's going to happen here? And I'm struggling as a dad, as a family man. I mean, we're barely got enough money to pay rent, and I'm on food stamps and just all these crazy things. And so I forget this lady. I'm like, all right, you know what? And it wasn't just like in my heart, like I forgive her. Like I reached out and I texted her. It's like, you know what? We've been struggling back and forth. Let's just start fresh. I forgive you for not. I forgive the payments and I forgive you. Let's just move forward. And this amazing thing happened. All of a sudden, she was like, I'm so sorry. It's been tough. And I didn't know this stuff. She's like, I'm working 3 jobs. My husband lost his job, laid off. My son-in-law just committed suicide. And my daughter is a wreck right now. And I'm like, whoa. I mean, I had no idea all this stuff was going on in her life. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm worried about like, hey, I need my money. I need these 2 months payments. And she's like shouldering all of this burden of her husband being laid off. Her son-in-law just, was killed. He killed himself, took his life, and she's working 3 jobs. I'm just like, oh, jeez, okay, all right. And I'm like, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? And she's like, I'm like one more like burden in her life, and I'm like, I can't be that guy. And I'm like, had no idea. So here's what happened with her. She's like, look, we have all intents to pay you. If we can just stop this and just go forward, we'll catch it up. Guess what they did? They caught it up. And fast forward I've had this house for almost 4 years now with them. They've been in it. They're great tenants, lease option. At this time it was a lease option with them. What happened was the county screwed up on taxes, and they didn't collect enough taxes, and my payment jumped $800. It was like outrageous, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose this property. I can't. This is just ridiculous. So they're like, we can't afford this 800 jump. So I negotiated with the bank, and I got it down to $400 a month while we try to fix what happened with the taxes. What happened was the homeowner's exemption fell off. During this time of like craziness, it was about 6 months. They paid an extra $400 on their payment because that was what was owed to the bank. Sounds like your house. I don't know, Ty. It was crazy, man. And then we got it worked out, and they still owed $10,000. They still owed $10,000 to convert it to seller financing from a lease option. I said, look, you know what? You do this for six months. $400 times 6. It's not quite $10,000. I said, but this is what we'll do. At the end of it, when I get the homeowner's exemption drop down, I will automatically forgive the difference and do a. Look at my face. This is my life. And we'll do seller financing. And that's exactly what we did. And they're the owners of that house. They're buying it on a contract for deed. And But it all comes back to my original thing. Like, you know what? I had to think positively. And this is where most real estate investors, like, fall short. Like, check me out, bro. I'm like, my kids are going nuts right now. And I'm like, it's all good, man. Life is great. This is how you have to be as a real estate investor. You've got to be in the mindset that everything is positive, everything is cool, that you're going to see this stuff through. Case in point, I got a house right now. I'm defending the foreclosure. The bank is jamming these guys. This guy has filed a lawsuit. He's filed a lawsuit, and then the bank is now counter lawsuit this guy, and he's like, I'm just gonna get the house back. I'm just gonna get out of here. I'm not gonna do this. And I'm like, dude, you gotta have the stomach for this game, man. You have to have the mental mindset that you're going to win. Because if you give up right now, shooting or something, crazy. So I'm like, I don't know, like 5 cop cars and the ambulance pulling out. I don't know. You have to have that mentality. You have to be able to see things through, and that's where 90% of, whether you're new or whether you're old, if you're a real estate investor and you don't have the mindset, the positive mentality that things are going to work in your favor, you're going to fail in this business. There's no way around it. You will fail. Sooner or later, something's going to happen that's going to be bigger than you, and you're not going to be able to sustain yourself, and you're going to say, I'm done. If you cannot believe in yourself that you're going to succeed, then that's where the failure happens. And there have been many times where I've been faced against looking at myself in the mirror and wondering, am I really going to do this? Am I really going to succeed? And I had to dig deep, and I had to decide, yes, I am going to succeed. Come hell or high water, I am going to succeed in this business. I may lose money, I may lose sleep, I may lose friends, I may lose relationships, I may even lose, whatever when it comes to it, but I will not give up. I will get knocked down, that's fine. I will stand back up, and I will keep on going until I achieve my goals in this business. And that's what it takes in this business. You have to have that mentality. You have to have that mental fortitude. You have to have that discipline and that desire and that drive to carry you when stuff gets tough, because it will get tough in this business. There are no guarantees in this business. There are absolutely no guarantees. Because you got a contract doesn't mean you got a house. Because you opened escrow and you have the wire, the money is funded, does that mean you're going to get a house? I had a deal that I had the contract, I had the money wired, I was supposed to close. The day it's supposed to close, escrow, the title company pulled title just to make sure everything was still clean, and that very morning, a Liz pendants was filed on that property. Money got, no, it's not, I got to warm it up. Money was gone. I invested $4,500 in that deal, and it was evaporated, gone. No way. Good word, bro. Yeah, man, I'm saying 90% of the investors that I talk to and that I know and that I see across the board, man, not just in this forum here, like, in our Facebook group with all the bootstrappers. Bootstrappers, you guys are a cut above the rest. Bootstrappers have what it takes. Bootstrappers are scrappy. Bootstrappers, they dig deep. They lace their boots up and they roll with it. They take the punches and their licks and they keep on going, and I love bootstrappers, man. I love bootstrappers. One of my favorite bootstrappers right now is a guy named Rusty. Rusty and his wife, Gwen. I'm going to bring them on here in a couple of days, and they're going to share their story. Their story is inspiring. Their story, man, it gets me fired up. I love these guys and their motivation and their drive. I got another guy, his name is Eric. He's just started this thing right here, and he's in this thing, and he's digging around, he's making mistakes, but you know what? We all make mistakes when we begin. That's the beautiful part about this, because that's how you learn. If you're not making mistakes, you are not learning. Think about it this, man. If your mom and dad, when you started to walk, they don't tell you like, oh, no, don't do that. Don't walk, you're going to fall down. No, don't walk. You fall down where they say, yeah, good job, get back up. You're doing great. That's what this is all about. When you're learning to walk as a real estate investor, you're going to fall down. And if you don't have the people around you to go, that was a great job, get back up, keep it going. If you have people go, pick you up, oh, you're never walking again. You're never going to walk. That's the wrong way, man. You have to walk, and you're going to fall down. You got to pick yourself back up and realize that that's part of the process. You're gaining balance each time. You're learning how to pivot. You're learning how to shift your weight, use your toes, all that stuff. That's what this is all about, is getting that comfortability in making that little step into the darkness, that little leap of faith, that little bit of going into the unknown and seeing that as you do, the path lit right there in front of you. You just have to take that step. So 90% of the guys won't do that. 90% of the gals won't do that. They're too afraid, or they're too comfortable. Like, man, I'm good, man. I got my job. I love my Cuba hell. I love sitting here. A Cuba hell is like a cubicle, but you're tied in a job that you'll never leave ever, and so it feels like it's in hell. You just never leave. It's the worst thing in the world. Don't ever get a job. Be your own boss. That's right. So, all right, guys, I got to go home. I'm almost there. My little girl, you can hear her screaming, but I love her so much. She's so hungry, this poor little thing. I love her, man.
Don't turn the video up. It's going to make it worse.
Don't turn the video up. And they're probably like, oh my gosh, I can't even hear what he's saying. Those kids are so crazy in there. That's what they're probably saying. All right, Bootstrappers. I love what I do. I love serving you all. Just remember, you're all just one deal away from changing your entire financial future. Just one deal. That's all it takes. All right, I'll see y'all later.